evening everyone, welcome back to Chemistry is Easy for you. Today's topic is some points to remember in P block elements. This is a very important topic and I request you all to take down everything I have written in the board in today's video and learn it by heart. Here I am not going to give you much explanations. Instead, this is a chart to refresh whatever important things that are present in P block elements. You know, P block elements consist of a very large amount of information about each of the element and its and the compounds its form. So it would be always difficult for you to choose and study, but even though it is very vast area, questions usually come from it. So I have went through some of the question papers and have compiled the information that would be necessary for you to attend the examination. I will also discuss the questions that have come from this part, which will show you that questions can directly come from this chart. So let us begin with the topic. So here we have begun with the group 15 elements, which is the nitrogen family. So what is the nitrogen family? The nitrogen family consists of nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. Usually the questions in the question paper is based on the hydrides of these elements. So we will be comparing most of the properties using the hydrides. Starting with bond angle, thermal stability and basic strength. These three properties follow the similar order, that is it decreases down the group. That is nitrogen, the hydride of nitrogen, that is ammonia, will be having the greatest bond angle, thermal stability and basic strength, and bismuth hydride will be having the least. Now boiling point do not have a particular pattern in its order, but instead we will be having nitrogen, the ammonia in between. The order will be changing a bit, then it will be coming in the between. And in the melting point, it will be shifting one more position. Nitrogen will be shifting one more position and it will be following this order: pH3 less than ASH3 less than SbH3 less than NH3. Then comes reducing nature. The reducing nature is the least for NH3. Then it will be the most for bismuth hydride. Then bond angle. Bond angle, we have compared different elements of this family in the first set. Now here we are comparing the bond angle of different halides of phosphorus, out of which phosphorus iodide will be having the greatest bond angle and fluoride will be having the least. Now Lewis acid strength. Here also we have two types of comparison. One within the P block and that is within the family, and the next within the halides of phosphorus. So the Lewis acid strength is the greatest for phosphorus and the least for antimony, and among the halides for fluoride will be having the highest acid strength. So this is all about the group 15. I am not giving you much explanation about why this order occurs, because right now it is important for you to study the order. For others, we will be taking it in the series of P block element. We will be doing it as a series and we will be explaining everything in detail. But right now this is important for the people who are going to write exams in very nearly. Okay, now let's begin with group 16, which is the oxygen family. It consists of oxygen, sulfur, selenium and tellurium. First of all, the bond angle and thermal stability. The bond angle and thermal stability is greatest for water and it will be decreasing towards tellurium. Then comes volatility. Volatility is least for water and most for sulfur H2S, that is hydrogen sulfide. This is also not following any particular order, that is H2O is actually shifting. That is the way you can remember this one. Then acidic strength and reducing nature. It is the reverse of thermal stability. Acidic strength is the least for water and most for H2TE. Then stability. Stability, we are comparing the stability of the fluorides. Where SF6, the sulfur, that fluoride of sulfur will be giving the sulfur hexafluoride, okay. That SF6 will be having the most stability and TF6 will be having the least among these three. Next, that's all about group 16. Next comes group 17. Group 17 is an elaborate group and we have lots of properties to discuss. So I have begun by writing oxidizing power in this section itself. the oxidizing power is most for F2, fluorine, then comes chlorine, then bromine, then iodine. This is the molecular the comparison of different molecules. F2 will be having the most oxidizing power and I2 will be having the least. Let us continue with the other comparison of other properties of group 17. So continuing with the group 17, we'll be having the boiling point. The boiling point, as in the usual cases, the first member, that is the hydrogen fluoride, will be shifting its position to the last, and the remaining, it will be remaining the same. In melting point, again HF is having a shift. The other order is the same itself. Then dipole moment and thermal stability is maximum for hydrogen fluoride and it is the least for hydrogen iodide. Bond length, acid strength and reducing nature follows the reverse order, where HF is having the least and HI is having the most. Now this is the most important part you have to always remember, because this is being asked in all the examination most of the times. Then acidic strength. Acidic strength, here oxo acids are being considered at first, out of which HClO4 will be the strongest acid, HClO will be the weakest acid. Then among HClO, HBrO and HIO, HClO will be having the greatest acidity. And next also similar is the range in HClO4, HBrO4 and HiO4, where HClO4 is the strongest acid. Next comes the oxidizing power. Oxidizing power is the reverse of the acidic strength, where HClO will be having the maximum oxidizing strength and HClO4 will be having the least. So that's all about group 17. Finally, we will go into group 18. Group 18 is very easy to remember, because melting point, boiling point, solubility, adsorption and polarizability, all the 5 properties follow the similar order, wherein it will be increasing down the group, and thermal conductivity will be showing the exact opposite order with it decreasing down the group. First one, it will be increasing down the group. Second one, it will be decreasing down the group, where helium will be having the highest thermal conductivity. So these are the selected properties of group 15 to 18 in the P block. Now I did not include 14 and 13 because those include some other points like the silicon structure. It is very important to study, and also in aluminium, the group of aluminium and all, we have more anomalous properties to be discussed. So I will be dealing with those properties separately, and even in this we have some portions like the phosphorus, the acids and all, we need to know about the structure. That also I will be dealing in the next video. So now this is a compiled information which are must to remember for every examination. Now I will be telling you why these are important by introducing some questions before you. So let us move on to those previous year questions. I have not written the complete questions, but I have selected a few which was not just asked in one exam but in many examinations. These questions has been repeated for I have written the years of IIT JEE examination, but it was asked in JAM, CSIR NET, and mostly it is being asked for CUSAT and CUSET, that is Central University Entrance Examination. So let us see. First question, one of the question was, which one of the following has highest boiling point? And the noble gases are being given, and we already know that out of the noble gases, xenon, that is, as we go down the group, the boiling point will be increasing. So directly we can answer it from our the chart we have already studied. Then next question, again it is direct question, which of the oxo acid has, it is given, the order was given, that is, this was shuffled and given many decreasing and increasing order was given, and you have to select the correct sequence among those, and we know what is the correct sequence. This will be the highest, this will have been lowest, and it will be less than. That will be the order. So again it is a direct question. The another question was thermal stability of HX, that is HCl, HF, HBr and HI is being given, and the thermal stability is being asked. So what is the thermal stability? HF will be having the highest thermal stability and HI will be having the least. Again, basic strength was asked between the hydrides of group nitrogen family, and that also we have discussed. So these are some questions that are repeatedly asked, not just these, even the acidic strength between the HClO, HBRO, then HIO was being asked. All these questions has been asked for multiple in multiple examination. Here, so are some questions selected from IIT JEE. So I hope you will be all uh, try memorize the all those orders, and it will be easier for you to write your answers in examination. This is not particularly for any one exam. This topic is important for every exam. So every chemistry entrance aspirant should write down these things and memorize them. Thank you so much for watching. That's all for today. Please keep watching, subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for the latest updates. Do ask any explanations or any new topics, that is any short notes like this that you require. Keep watching. Thank you. Have a good day everyone.